everyone, I'm Nate Fischer.
And I'm Dennis Stack.
And we are Cinema Buffs, bringing you another episode of Strongest, Weakest.
That's right. This Friday we're going to be bringing you our review of Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange is actually the 14th movie in this Marvel Cinematic Universe that Disney has created. So that got Nate and I thinking about what's our strongest and weakest Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Strongest!
Weakest.
So as we said, there's been a lot of Marvel movies come out so far. So Nate, there's been a lot of good ones. There's been a couple bad ones. But let's start off with the good ones. What's your favorite or your strongest Marvel movie?
This was actually a pretty difficult choice. I do think there's a lot of strong Marvel movies out there and very few weak ones. So for the most part, I enjoy the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I really think they're doing it right. But I think the strongest entry in the whole series is the Avengers. I think this movie was really hyped up, and I was sort of a naysayer on it. I was like, they can't pull this off. They can't put this many characters together and make you care and make it engaging, make it fun, and they 100% pulled it off. I thought that was one of the best sort of blockbuster movie-going experiences I've ever had. I really thought that movie was nothing but pure fun. I loved it. So
yeah,
that's my strongest personally.
Yeah, I was a big naysayer on that one as well. And even after they hired Joss Whedon to write and direct it, as much as I love his stuff, I was still just very pessimistic. And that movie did pay off. They really did pull it off with having all these characters come together.
Oh, I love that movie. What about you? Strongest?
I'm gonna go to Guardians of the Galaxy. That's my strongest.
Yeah.
I feel like with the Marvel Universe, yes, they did the right thing with the bigger characters, to take the time to establish them in their standalone movies and then bring it to a great culmination of the Avengers.
Yeah.
But I think that the Guardians of the Galaxy, they pulled all that off in one movie. In the first act, you introduce all these characters and, you really like them and you care about them. And just the movie, top to bottom, is just fun and entertaining.
It is.
And the way they brought this cast together, Chris Pratt's a big name now. That's because of this movie and other movies.
Yeah.
But, back then, he was a nobody.
They took a chance on him.
Yeah, Dave Bautista as Drax, all these characters, or all these actors, they took a chance on. And I think it really paid off really well.
I agree. It's an underdog movie, really. Even, not so much, the characters in it are underdogs, but it was, as a movie, an underdog, and it really just exploded and everyone thought it was great. I remember Suicide Squad, I was saying you can't really just throw a bunch of characters people don't know much about and expect everyone to love it. I'm like, oh wait, no, they did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
and I feel like Suicide Squad was like DC's reaction to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
they wanted to get the ragtag group together and
the unfamiliar faces of the DC universe as well, just like Marvel. So yeah. So let's flip the coin over to weakest. I'll let you start the weakest this time. I'll let you do back to back.
All right, weakest. Yeah, like you said, there are a lot of good Marvel movies. There's a few bad ones, and I think really there's only two to choose from the worst. And I think the worst Marvel movie so far is Thor: The Dark World. With all these Marvel Cinematic Universes, I'd say with the exception of Tom Hiddleston's Loki and James Spader's Ultron, just to a little bit, all in all, the Marvel villains are kind of weak. They're kind of these one-off characters who are easily overcome and not really compelling or menacing at any point.
Yeah. And
Christopher Eccleston, who I love, playing the villain in this one, Malekith, I just thought it was flat, boring, and the movie relied too heavily on, there's the comedic sidekick Kat Dennings in the original.
Yeah.
And then she has her own comedic sidekick in this one. So it's the wacky sidekick has a wackier sidekick. Yeah. It just didn't work for me.
Well, the Thor movie, the first Thor, kind of turned me off with the whole thing in the first. I didn't really like the first Thor all that much. I didn't think it was bad.
No.
I just didn't think it was all that great, which didn't make me get excited about The Dark World. Well, my weakest, I think, is fairly obvious, and that is Iron Man 2. This movie really disappointed me so badly because Iron Man, the first one, kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it was amazing. I was like, this is so cool. I can't wait to see more of Iron Man. And they just dropped the ball. It was really just tone-wise completely off to me. And once again, weak villains. They completely wasted both villains that they introduced.
Yeah, and they had two great actors for it, too.
They had great actors throughout the entire film, and I felt cringeworthy awkwardness in the theater sometimes when I was watching this. I was like, this is just really falling flat. It relied way too heavily on comedy, and also the switch of actors to Don Cheadle. I didn't feel like Don Cheadle fit those shoes as well as Terrence Howard did as well. That sort of jarred me a little bit with the whole thing. So all in all, Iron Man 2 was bad.
Iron Man 2 has its bright spots. It's got a few moments. But yeah, just overall, I think that this movie was just rushed.
Yeah.
And it shows.
But Iron Man 3 made up for it.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
I really liked Iron Man 3, yeah.
Strongest!
Weakest.
All right, so that's our strongest, weakest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What do you guys think? What's your favorites, least favorites of the Marvel movies? Leave all your comments below. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
That's right, and be sure to join us this coming Friday when we bring you our review of the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, Doctor Strange. But until then, don't forget,
There's no place like the theater.